Welcome to MindBlow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. The Philippines faces a defining moment in its history, a moment that will shape its future and its place in the world, as it defends its maritime territory in the West Philippine Sea, a region rich in resources and strategic importance. Amid direct challenges and a surge of foreign criticism, the nation stands firm against attempts to undermine its sovereign rights, showcasing its resolve and unity. Competing narratives and misinformation abound, but the Philippines grounds its claims in international law, not shifting opinions or temporary alliances. This is more than a territorial dispute. It's about national identity, security, and the rule of law, principles that are deeply embedded in the nation's consciousness. The government is actively correcting the record, relying on historical treaties and legal principles that have long been established. Filipino fisherfolk and the nation's access to vital resources are at stake, making this a real-world struggle, not just a diplomatic quarrel or a political issue. Facing a David and Goliath scenario, the Philippines uses law and diplomacy to counter greater military and economic power, standing tall despite the odds. Its strategy, clarity, persistence, and a methodical presentation of its legal and historical claims, ensuring that the truth is heard. This script explores the foundations of the Philippines' position, the historical documents that define its territory, and how it counters foreign criticism with facts and evidence. We'll examine the aggressive actions raising tensions, actions that threaten peace and stability in the region, and the growing international support for the Philippine cause, a testament to the power of unity and shared values. Ultimately, this is a story of resilience, a nation determined to protect its sovereignty and uphold a rules-based order, a beacon of hope for others. The Philippines' stand is not just for itself, but for all nations that depend on international law, a stand for justice and fairness in the global arena. The Philippines' territorial claim is firmly anchored in the Treaty of Paris, a landmark agreement signed in 1898 between Spain and the United States, which officially ended more than 3 centuries of Spanish rule and transferred sovereignty over the entire Philippine archipelago to the United States, marking a pivotal moment in the nation's history. This historic treaty set out specific territorial boundaries for the Philippines, lines that have been recognized by the international community for over a century, and forms the enduring legal basis for the country's modern territory. The Department of Foreign Affairs continues to highlight Article 3 of the treaty as the foundation for these boundaries, emphasizing its ongoing relevance in diplomatic discussions. These boundary lines were the result of careful, formal negotiations between nations, not arbitrary or unilateral decisions, and were agreed upon after extensive deliberation. By referencing the Treaty of Paris, the Philippines asserts that its claims are codified in international law, grounded in clear legal agreements, rather than vague historical assertions or ambiguous traditions. This historical legitimacy directly counters claims built on ancient maps, shifting narratives, or interpretations that lack formal legal standing. The Philippines' reliance on this treaty is a strategic choice, grounding its claims in a documented history that predates current maritime disputes and provides a stable foundation for its position. The message is clear. The Philippines is defending territory that has been legally defined for generations, not inventing new claims or expanding its reach without basis. Respect for historical treaties like the Treaty of Paris is essential for maintaining a stable and predictable international order, ensuring that agreements made in the past continue to guide relations today. The Philippines' claim to its territory is reinforced by more than just the Treaty of Paris. While this historic agreement marked the end of Spanish rule and the transfer of the Philippines to the United States, it was only the beginning of a series of legal steps that would shape the nation's boundaries. The 1900 Treaty of Washington further expanded the country's recognized territory by adding islands that were omitted from the original agreement, ensuring that no part of the archipelago was left in legal limbo. In addition, the 1930 convention with Great Britain clarified the boundaries with North Borneo, providing a clear demarcation and preventing future disputes with neighboring states. These treaties, negotiated and signed with major world powers, together create a comprehensive and robust legal framework that defines the country's territory in the eyes of the international community. Over the decades, the Philippines has consistently integrated these internationally agreed boundaries into its constitutions and domestic laws, demonstrating a continuous and unbroken exercise of sovereignty. This combination of binding international treaties and strong domestic law forms a powerful and credible legal argument for the country's territorial rights. The government's case is robust and well-structured, relying on a network of interconnected legal facts and documents, rather than vague historical interpretations or ambiguous claims. This approach allows the Philippines to present a well-documented, evidence-based case in any international forum, strengthening its position on the global stage. It stands in sharp contrast to China's 9-dash line, which lacks clear legal grounding and has been widely challenged for its ambiguity and lack of international recognition. The Philippines' position is built on concrete, internationally recognized agreements, giving it a solid foundation in international law. This strong legal foundation gives the nation the confidence to stand firm, defend its rights, and assert its sovereignty on the world stage. The Philippine government has taken a proactive stance against misinformation and erroneous opinions. The Department of Foreign Affairs swiftly corrects misrepresentations, shifting from quiet diplomacy to a robust public defense. Manila knows that global perceptions can shape the dispute's outcome, so it confronts and debunks inaccurate claims. The DFA clarifies that the Philippine position is grounded in modern international law, including UNCLOS and the 2016 Arbitral Award. This campaign is about shaping the international conversation, not just defending against criticism. By providing factual, legally sound information, the Philippines isolates those who ignore international law. This commitment to transparency is key to maintaining international support. The West Philippine Sea dispute is a daily reality, not just a legal debate. China's aggressive actions, harassment, water cannons, and dangerous maneuvers aim to intimidate Philippine vessels and assert control. The Philippines refuses to be intimidated, publicizing incidents and exposing China's behavior to the world. This transparency has shifted the global narrative, casting the Philippines as a defender of international law. The situation remains volatile, with the risk of escalation ever present. The Philippines' resolve demonstrates its commitment to sovereignty and the rule of law. The Philippines is not alone in this struggle. The United States, under the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, has pledged support, serving as a deterrent to escalation. Regional partners like Japan and Australia, along with major European powers, have condemned China's actions and backed the 2016 Arbitral Award. This broad coalition amplifies the Philippines' voice and adds diplomatic pressure on China. International solidarity is vital, reinforcing the legitimacy of the Philippine position. Support from allies leads to joint patrols, intelligence sharing, and coordinated diplomatic efforts. The stability of the Indo-Pacific is a global concern, and the world's backing strengthens the Philippines' stand. The message: the rights of all nations, regardless of size, must be respected. The Philippines' stand in the West Philippine Sea is built on legal, historical, and diplomatic strength. Its claims are anchored in recognized treaties and a consistent body of law. By countering misinformation and documenting confrontations, the Philippines frames the issue as a defense of a rules-based order. International support is not just symbolic, it's a recognition of the Philippines' frontline role in upholding global law. The path forward requires resolve, diplomacy, and strong partnerships. The Philippines' leadership inspires others facing similar pressures. By defending its rights, the nation contributes to a more peaceful and just world. Its unwavering commitment ensures its sovereignty and the enduring power of international law.